What's up, guys? Alright, so let's talk about Workhorse stock today. As you guys know, last week there was a major catalyst, and I just want to go through kind of how that catalyst affects the stock, and then future catalysts that are affecting the stock, and how I'm going to be playing the stock, especially how I'm going to be playing it this week. So first, let's look in the past. So last week, we got this big headline: Workhorse gets big electric truck order, but can it deliver? So let's take a look. So it's got its biggest delivery to date, 6,300 vans to be delivered between July of this year and 2026 by Pride Group Enterprises. So as it reads, they have 17 retail and rental truck locations in the U.S. and Canada, and that's 5 times the backlog Workhorse has for its C650 and C1000 battery-powered vans already. So this is just another major catalyst in the most recent future. You can see they already have delivery obligations with rider systems. If we go down a little bit, they have some for the UPS, so they're still trying to fulfill that order. So as you can see, there's a lot of orders and a lot of companies that Workhorse is working with. There's a lot of deliveries that are pending. So now the major concern of people is that they have too many orders and too many obligations to fulfill. So in the past it was, I wonder if Workhorse is going to get enough attention. I wonder if they're going to get enough obligations and truck orders from numerous companies. And now we're seeing the exact opposite. We're seeing that there's too many orders to be fulfilled in some people's eyes. I don't really see that being as a problem though, because as many of you know, they work with RIDE, which is Lordstown Motors, ticker symbol is RIDE, R-I-D-E, and they use their factory to help pump out some of these trucks that they have an obligation to fulfill. So RIDE has, I would think, enough capacity to fulfill both their own, so Lordstown Motor orders, as well as Workhorse orders. So this is the major catalyst that came out last week. And like I said, once you add it to the other obligations that they already have, I think Workhorse is in a pretty good position right now. So now that we know the major catalyst from last week, and many of you know, but the catalyst in the future is the USPS contract. So that's looming. Let's take a look at the chart and see how they're doing as far as the year goes. So this is the daily chart over the last year. So not year to date, this is one full year in the past. So you'll notice Workhorse is ascending. There's an ascending pattern, so that when they were first discovered, there was a huge run-up. It sustained the run-up, and it went up to all-time highs at about $30, $31, and it came crashing back down. So many of you that are involved in this stock have been part of this ride. It is a ride. There's highs, there's lows, and we got down to about $15 after that initial sell-off. Then we started to rise back up again. We got close to all-time highs again, 30, and then we came crashing down. There's a big gap down over here, and if you look, we started to consolidate around that $20, $22 mark, and now we're starting to ascend again. So this is all based on the recent catalyst, the 6,000 truck orders. So you can see we're pushing close to all-time highs again. So that's on that chart. Let's take a look. Let's take a look now at the RSI. The RSI, it went up, and now it's getting close to oversold, but you can see it's coming back down a little bit. Nothing crazy, not like back over here, where it's super oversold. So the RSI doesn't look too bad. It still could go up a little bit. The MACD, now this is the interesting part. So you can see all these highs, right? Over here, all this green, and you have another peak up here, and then you have another one, and we start to consolidate a little bit. But now you can see that the MACD is starting to turn positive again. And once we start getting some momentum in here, I really think that the stock is going to go back to all-time highs. I think it's going to go back to 30. So let's take a look at I use Robinhood for most of my trading. I use Webull for trading and charts. So I like the charts better in Webull, but I do a lot of investing with Robinhood. So let's take a look over at the Robinhood screen and see how I'm going to be playing these options in the near future. Alright, so now we're in the Webull account, And you can see this is the option chain for Workhorse. So this is the way I plan on playing it, at least for this week. So you notice the expiring date is January 15th. What I plan on doing is selling puts. Selling cash secured puts. So that means that you'll have to have enough money set aside, it's called collateral, in order to buy 100 shares for each contract, each option contract, if you get assigned. So let me just walk through this so that way you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So expiration date is 15th. We're not buying puts. Buying puts means that you think the stock is going to go down. Buying calls means you think the stock is going to go up. Selling calls, you're betting that it's going down. And selling puts, you're betting that the stock is going up. So with all the catalysts and the momentum that Workhorse has, this is Monday morning, so over the weekend we got the notice for the 6,300 trucks. I'm betting that the stock is going to go up this week. And if it doesn't, if for whatever reason it sells off, I'm okay with taking those shares. I'm okay with taking those 100 shares of stock because I think in the long term, I'm pretty confident that Workhorse is going to go up. So I don't mind holding these shares over time. I'm more of a long-term investor, and this is some money that I set aside every week, and I try to get money off the premium, which I'm going to explain in a second here. So let's move down. I'm going to find where the strike price is. Okay, so right now the strike price is currently $25.20. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell a put, and I'm looking, so you can see this is the number that you're selling it for. So you're going to tie up the collateral of $2,500. So that's this number times 100, because 100 shares. And you're going to get this number credited to your Robinhood account. So $111 gets credited right off the bat. That you keep that. That's yours. If you get assigned the shares, you still keep that $111. But the chance of profit here is 66. And as you go down further away, 69, 73, but you also get less premium, right? So it's $89, $70. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm going to go for probably this one of these two, either 25 or 24.5, because I think that this week is going to go up. Not that much of a difference, you know, it's whatever it is, $20 or something different. So I might do this one. Let's say I do this. So total credit is $1.11 times 100, which is $111. Now, let's say the price drops below 25, like I said. Then you get assigned, you have to buy 100 shares at that $25 strike price. This is pretty much how I'm going to be playing Workhorse. There's other ways you can do it. You know, you could buy a call for the end of this week. You think it's going to go up. And what you do is you could go really safe and you could pick this strike price. Problem with the call is if you're wrong, you just lose out on $145 and you don't get anything back. So I would prefer to do the put. You get $111, and worst comes to worst, you just own the shares and then you just sell it once it breaks even or after the USPS decision comes out. Hopefully it's a good decision. But I've done this in the past where I've had 300 Workhorse shares assigned to me, and I just held on to it until there's a big rally. Once I break even, then I sell it, and I actually made some good profit. Plus, you get all the premium, and we could talk about what you do if you're assigned. There's a way that you could be making weekly income from that as well, but we're going to do that in another video. All right, guys. Good luck. Thank you for watching this. Please subscribe, like for more content. If you have any questions, anything you'd like me to look into, leave it in the comments below, and have a great week.